A friend recently said to me, "You know, most artists only have a few pieces they're remembered for when they die? Even at an art museum, while featuring a specific artist, we may only see 5 to 10 of their curated works. Authors are probably only known for 1 or 2 books. Athletes are known for a specific game or a specific series or championship. But fast forward to today, and creators and leaders, entrepreneurs are expected to have multiple works every month. For social media influencers, you're expected to post daily. As YouTubers, every post has to grab your attention from the thumbnail and, in a way, outdo your last post." I recently came across a video from Tanner Fox, a successful YouTuber and entrepreneur. After 10 years of being a YouTuber, he was ready to tell the truth. He had completely burned out. His body and his mental health told him it was time to break. Over 600,000 people watched Tanner share a very honest video.
I feel like I went down kind of a path I didn't really want to be going down.
I have mentally and physically been at rock bottom for the last 12 months.
The endless cycle of creating, living up to others' opinions, and even your own standards can often leave creators and artists to what feels like the end. You got into this to create, to have fun and make beautiful things. Now your art has become a business or a platform, and it no longer feels the same. Were we meant to sustain such a grueling creative posting schedule? Was all of our work meant to be put online for everyone to see?
On paper, everything looks great. I've had everything I could ever dream of from a young age.
There's something to be said about the passage of time. Maybe months or even years need to pass for certain parts of your creativity and thinking to form. Maybe as life happens in the everyday and the unseen, you'll find exactly what you were looking for.
I think there are so many things I have hidden from you guys, but more importantly, there's a lot of things I've been able to hide from myself.
Instead, I believe we often fall into the trap of comparison, the rat wheel of climbing our way to the top, all the while going nowhere. For me, it was one viral video on YouTube. After 1 million people watched me delete social media, it made it really easy for YouTube to become the most important thing in my life. While in the background, I knew that I was called to write a book. Because of the successful video and instant gratification I got from it, it became harder and harder to go into the unseen and spend years writing a book. In the scriptures, Galatians 6:4 says, "Pay careful attention to your own work, for then you will get the satisfaction of a job well done, and you won't need to compare yourself to anyone else." For Tanner Fox and all the other burnt-out creators, I wanted to share 9 things that I believe can help. This is not from a place of figuring it all out, but simply what I've learned the hard way. Number 1, for the burnout creator who is so tired and exhausted from trying to follow the way of YouTube or Instagram, social media, it's okay that you're burnt out. It's okay that you may not feel good about yourself some days. It's okay that you got to this place and it's not as full as you thought it would be. For some of you, it's empty. You, just like I did on Instagram and all these other platforms, pursued what we thought was best. We did our best, but it's not the path that we wanted to take. It's okay. Acknowledging that we're at this place of feeling down and maybe like we need to figure some things out and make some changes is okay. Number 2 is contrary to personal brands and social media and building your following. Number 2 is that you are number 1. People teach you as you're growing a following and growing the audience how important it is to connect with your audience, to make sure they're happy, make sure they're getting what they want, figure out what they want from these videos or these posts. But you are number 1. Now, this could be taken out of context, but here's the thing. For people who spend all day, every day, making things and building an audience for other people, it's okay that you need to be told that you're number 1. You spend most of your time creating things and doing things for others. You need to look in the mirror. I need to look in the mirror and at times focus on myself. If I'm not healthy, if I'm not full, I don't have anything to give to other people. Number 3 is resist FOMO, fear of missing out. If you take a break, if you've been consistent in posting and creating all these things or having a pop-up shop or having sales on Instagram, if you've been consistent and you've been building a following, your true followers aren't going anywhere. Resist the FOMO. If you need to take a 7-day break, we have our 7-day reset, the link below. If you need to take a month break, if you need to take a few days, if you need to rethink everything you're doing, as you're doing that, resist the FOMO. What happens when you do get alone? What happens when you do get with yourself to figure things out? Number 4, true vision comes when you're alone. I was walking my dogs on a path at a huge 100-acre park in our city, and I'm walking around and I'm like, how am I going to accomplish all these things that I need to do? And I felt this prompting from God that I just needed to get alone with myself and I could figure a lot of these things out. Now, for me as a person of faith, that's me getting alone with God. But vision's really hard, especially your vision is really hard to find when everybody's around you saying 10 different things. Sometimes you've got to get alone and figure out what the next best step is for you. Number 5, if you are burnt out, if you are tired, if you have reached a wall, you will look back and be thankful for this moment. Rock bottom, or sometimes hitting a wall, is a new start. It's a time to start a new thing. So many companies went through seasons where they almost lost everything, and maybe their number one product dried up and the market closed it off and they were not able to sell that one thing. But that actually is what pushed them into growing and innovating their company. You know, people say about businesses, what doesn't change and grow dies. Maybe it's just an opportunity for you to change and grow and begin to do more things that fill you up. Number 6 is that healing is a process. If you've been burnt out, if you're struggling with mental health, if you're struggling with other feelings of insecurity and doubt, you may need a time of healing, and just know that it's a process. Maybe it's a process of pulling back from everything and slowly getting back involved again, but it is a process. Number 7 is going to really set you free, and I hope that you take my advice on this. In a world of TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, all these different social media platforms, it's time to simplify. If it were me, I would select 1 or 2 of these platforms that you feel like have been successful, or you feel that you can create and share the best on them, and focus on those and delete the rest. Deactivate the rest. Make your life simpler and focus on the platforms that you believe fit your audience and your product best. Number 8 is probably going to be its own video one day, but I realized something the other day. I would wake up and I would want to be writing. I would want to be putting out all this creativity and art in the world, and I just would not feel it. For months, I was feeling so stuck, and I felt prompted to just realize that we're not supposed to wake up creative. I'm not supposed to open my eyes and immediately be creative. I'm really good at being an artist, being a writer and creator, when I'm like in the clouds and everything's so good and it's just so fun and I'm out there and it's going perfectly. But there are moments when I just like, I'm stuck. I'm at a wall. And so that's when I go and connect with scripture. That's when I go and connect with music or art. I have to go and ignite that creativity in me. I may not already have it. And then at the same time, as you do put in that work to really grow and connect with your creativity, know that some days it's just not going to be there. And that's okay too. Number 9 is really going to help a lot of you. Most of the creators and influencers, celebrities, businesses you follow have a team. They have a team of creators, writers, videographers, producers, directors, all of these people that can help them create at the scale that they're creating. So maybe for you, you can only create 1 video a month. Maybe for you, you're only making a couple of art pieces a month. Maybe you're only doing 1 podcast a month. That's okay. You're a one-man, one-woman team, okay? It's fine. You don't have a big team that's going to help you create all this stuff. So just create and do it freely and lightly. As you take time for you and for others, you'll realize how much joy and fulfillment can come from everyday life. As you pursue creating, leading, or building an online platform, make sure that you're also building up your inner life. No matter where each of us are in life, we can be sure of one thing: the storm is going to come. Scripture talks about building your life on the right foundation. When the storms of life come, it may be difficult, but your foundation will stay grounded. There are seasons where you should grind it out. Some of you are watching this, you don't need to be told to slow down. You need to be told to get to it, get to work. You've got a lot of vision and ideas. You should set a plan and stick to it, even if it is a season of working really hard. Post your videos, sell your art, and lead the people in your life well. I do believe, however, that when we set out to do these things, we should do our best to be ahead of them. You want to hold your social media platform. You don't want it to hold you. You want to turn off the camera or put down the paintbrush and feel just as good about yourself and the life you live when no one is watching. As with anything, it's not about cutting it out completely. Just take steps back in moderation and you'll begin to reallocate more of your time towards what matters most. You're going to have good days and bad days. Just focus on your next steps. Plant your seeds into the right ground. Work the soil, and the harvest of joy and contentment is sure to come.